Hello, this is Sound Has No Cell Oronile. Today, I want to share a few proverbs that call our attention to the virtue of modesty, to the virtue of contentment. In summary, the Yoruba would say, "Ìwọ̀n eku ni ìwọ̀n ìtẹ́." That is, the size of a rat should correspond to the size of its nest, of its sleep space. The Yoruba would say, "Ṣé ti mọ ẹlẹ́wà ṣàpọ́n." Consume according to the strength of your wallet, regardless of how sweet the ṣàpọ́n woman's beans meal may be. You don't buy on credit. Buy what you can afford at a time, regardless of how sweet the meal may be. Ṣé ti mọ ẹlẹ́wà ṣàpọ́n. And why do they say that? They say so because the Yoruba know that alẹ́ ìbáláyé, no one captures the world. You just keep running to have it all, but no one can have it all. Nobody would ever have it all. So be contented with what you have got and keep working for more. But while you are working for more, remember that slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Be gradual, be systematic about it. If I don't over-labor yourself because you want to do what somebody else has done, just do what is affordable at a time and keep on moving, keep on going. This morning, I saw a picture of a dress made entirely of diamonds. Thousands of diamonds and 2,000 hours of work by the most famous jewelers. A dress is made entirely of diamonds. Thousands upon thousands of diamonds went into the making of the dress, and it took the most famous jewelers. I don't mean the most famous jeweler in one obscure country. I mean in notable advanced countries, and I don't want to be specific for reasons. In advanced countries of the world, most famous jewelers, it took them 2,000 hours to work on that dress. 2,000 hours is about 83 days. It's over 83 because I converted that and I discovered that it's 83.3, about between 83 and 84 days to make that dress made entirely of diamonds. So would you now begin to dream to wear a dress made entirely of diamonds when you can't even afford 3 square meals? That should not be your priority. Those who are not contented would keep running after things that are beyond them, and in the process, they will run into trouble. Do what you can and leave the rest. Angels do no more in heaven. The person who wears a dress made entirely of diamonds did that because she could afford it. Well, by assumption, we may assume that she did that because she could afford it. So when you see somebody enjoying their means, regardless of how beautiful it may appear to you, regardless of how attracted to it you may be, just know that they wear that, they eat that, they consume that, they did that because they could afford it. And even when you think that after all they stole the money to enjoy that lifestyle, how would facing the repercussion of whatever they did to achieve that be your task? How would that be your problem? Except you also want to go steal and face the same repercussion. So you in your life, you need your own rules to guide you. What's your upbringing like, and what are the principles guiding your life? Anybody without personal life principles will just float about as leaf on top of the water. So there are things that are affordable to you. There are things that you would have. There are things that you would not have. Nobody has it all. And when you begin to do anything to slay, many people say they are slaying, they are slay queens, but nobody is sure whether all of them know what it means to be a slay queen. I don't know why you want to kill anybody. Don't kill anyone by your dressing. Don't even kill yourself. Because the moment you begin to dress to slay, then you are in trouble. Because you dress today, nobody is dead. And then you want to top it up tomorrow to see whether somebody would die, and nobody will die. Then you are the one in trouble, not the people you are dressing to kill. The Queen of England is ever decently dressed, but the factors that guide our dressing are very reasonable factors, and number one of them is decency. Remember, she is the number one custodian of the culture and tradition of the British people, and it is a society with standards. So the Queen's dressing would always promote those standards. And then you will discover that she's always in very I don't want to say loud, but very conspicuous colors, neon colors. She does that because she's the queen, and at public functions, as subjects, every of her subjects want to catch a glimpse of her, because a glimpse of her means hope to her people. The queen is an essence. Her appearance means something to her subjects. So in those neon colors, she doesn't want them to struggle too much before they catch a glimpse of her. And then you do know that the queen is rich. In fact, to say that she's rich is an understatement. She's rich, but as rich as she is, she won't go gaga. No. She won't go out of her way to just change the standards, to just make it way overboard, so that some people can go thinking, so that some people can die, so that nobody wants to die because of what you flaunt. Dress modestly. You want to be decent. Nobody wants to dress like a pauper. Nobody wants to appear smelly. Nobody wants to die wretched. But why doing all of that? If those are you want to, because you do, I would say irinisi ni isonilojo. Yes, it doesn't have to be a dress made entirely of diamonds. Something modest, decent, that would complement your status, something that will complement your age and your status. At a certain age, there are dresses that a woman should not wear. At a certain age, there is a way that a man should not appear. So if your dressing is basically to complement your age and status, to be a model in the society, and you don't want people to go and dip their hands into unwholesome things because they also want to be extravagant with their dressing, because you are all over the place trying to show that nobody beats you to it, and some idiots who also want to compete with you, that they will strive there, and that is it. Some idiot will now begin to strive to beat you to it. Just be decent. And it doesn't apply to dressing alone. Build the kind of house that you can afford. Ride the car that you can afford. Send your children to schools that you can afford. Do everything that you can afford. Host a party that you can afford. Don't go and take a loan to host a party, because ale balayeyi, no one captures the world. You only do your bit in your corner. Others will survive too. That's it on this edition of Sanders No Sell or Onile. I'll see you again, and very soon. Bye for now.